What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. Just kind of going from one thing to another at the moment, I suppose. We'll get the next episode out of the worst team on FIFA Rebuild Youth Academy. I wanted to give this one a go though, something completely different. Basically, I initially said this was going to be a 10-minute rebuild in my head, and then it was just impossible. So basically, welcome to the 20-minute rebuild. The way it's going to work is, as you could see, by random, a couple of teams, mainly lower teams in the top 5 leagues, completely random. Ended up with a stack of Troyes in the French league. Already had chose Sean Dash, you know what I mean, because it's relegation fodder. Why not? Got to get Ginger Mourinho in there. He's going to take over Troyes. And yeah, we're going to get 20 minutes in total. That's including July transfer window and January transfer window. 20 minutes in total to rebuild the team. Do get to have a look at the team and stuff like that. Like again, this is the first time doing this, so this may change. And again, I'm open to any suggestions that you guys want to put forward to me. Like I said, going through this video is maybe not exactly 20 minutes. I think it's just a bit below, to be honest. I've got a timer on the screen, and again, I've stopped like the timer when we're going through the calendar, like skipping weeks, you know what I mean, to try and get some players sold, for example. So yeah, that's basically how it's going to work. I'd never seen this team before, so I did allow myself to have a look through the squad because I had no idea basically what I needed. 20 minutes isn't a lot of time. I'm on PlayStation. I'm on the PlayStation 4 as well, which is very slow. It might appear quick on screen, but I've sped certain bits up, so that's probably why it appears a bit quicker. But yeah, I'm on the PS4, so it proved quite difficult to actually do it in 20 minutes. By the way, I didn't speed it up whilst obviously the timer was on because that'd just be unfair. But yeah, 20 minutes in total. My thought is really about 15 minutes for the August one, and then in January it should be a bit easier. Probably already have a few targets that we want to go for. Main thing that's going to be difficult is finding the players that we need. Obviously, for the right budget, trying to sell a few players as well. The team, looking at Troyes' team, is pretty terrible, to be honest. I actually thought I got quite lucky, quite a decent start, but yeah, there was quite a small budget and not very many good players in the team to start off with. So the first thing I started to do was have a look at the loan list, see if they could maybe sign anyone on loan, anyone sneaking. I never ever look at the loan list, to be honest. Just don't see the point in it, but I decided to have a look, and I'm actually a big Liverpool fan myself, so when I saw Stefan Bajcetic, I think that's how you say his name, should know as a Liverpool fan, but it's bloody hard work. Yeah, he was available for loan, so I thought, why not? Probably fairly decent. As you can see, the time is now going, already a minute into it. And yeah, I was really struggling. Like I said, even whilst doing this currently right now, it was planned to be 10 minutes in total. Yeah, there was just absolutely no chance I could do it in 10 minutes. I think I do remember seeing sort of YouTube quite a few years ago doing one of these, and did do it in 10 minutes, I swear. No idea how though. It's very difficult. And yeah, because of basically the lack of time, and also the budget that I had, I went to one of my trusty leagues that I know a bit about, kind of have an idea of players worth how much, and you know what I mean, just basically be able to sign them for a decent price. And again, with the budget, I thought we're going to have to go for some fairly older players, because then we can get maybe a few more players who are decent rated in, rather than signing players for the future. I'm not planning on making it a couple of seasons, just one season, see how we do, try and stay up if we can. Yeah, and basically see how we do. Do let me know though if you want to see more seasons, obviously after you've seen the first season of this one. You know what I mean, drop a comment if you want to see a second, third, fourth season doing the same format. Let me know. Thing is, normally I would have done like youth players and stuff like that, or maybe would have signed a few players for the future. I didn't see the point because I just thought it was one season. I mean, meant to be 10, ended up being a 20-minute rebuild. Basically, I just want to finish as high as possible, so I do end up signing a few older players, as you will see. Pretty much got the filter set at 28-year-olds and above. I was going to go for James Milner. I thought that was a cracking signing to get just for one season, but he's already said he's going to retire, which is a bit annoying. And again, looking at the midfields in the Premier League, just the way you can tell it was going to be way too much, way over our budget. to add against them. Pretty much decided from the looking at the team we needed centre backs absolutely, because we don't have any good centre backs, and probably a left wing back and maybe a centre mid or a winger. Got a decent striker, I think 75 rated, so I wasn't too bothered about that. But left wing back, we didn't really have any good ones, and I might not have already shown it. I don't think we have to. I think we're still trying to scout and find players. But Larouci was like a former Liverpool player, actually 68 rated, I think he was. Probably our best left back. We got a decent offer for him, so we do end up selling him. So yeah, we do end up going for a left back. Wanted to get Joe Bryan. I swear he's been in France for more than one season. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's still on loan. Dante, I thought was a really good one to go for. Just in Jose Font there as well. He might have been a decent one to get as well. But Dante, 38-year-old. Pretty high rated. I know his rate's going to drop dramatically, but I thought, you know what, he'd be a decent one for a season. Looking through the French league, mainly because you can find players there that you don't really have to scout for that long. Like I say, we're running out of time. We're already, nearly 5 minutes in, and we've not even got past the first day of the window. We're still looking at players, still trying to find the right players, still scouting basically who we need. And the thing is, as commonly will happen, these players that I've scouted, that I've found, might not be right. They might have too much. They might have already moved. I might not be able to sign them because it says the team won't allow it. So yeah, and look at our budget. We've only got 9 million. It depends if we actually get any offers in. So yeah, skipping through obviously the first week of the window after scouting a few players. Might not get too many reports back. Might get a couple back, but I'm mainly looking for offers at this point, trying to see if we can sell some players. I can tell I probably just wasted 20-30 seconds there just by going to the wrong things on the screen. Don't know how I've played so much great mod, I still don't really know how the menu works. Wasted a good 30 seconds there. Again, probably wasting time on things like at loans as well, which is something I need to look at. Negotiating with players as well. You'll see at times I'm going into the actual negotiations rather than delegating, leaving it. You know what I mean? Just to sort through the calendar. Wasted quite a bit of time on that, so that's probably why it ended up being 20 minutes. Maybe I can cut it down. We'll see how we do. I'm going to do a couple more, see how we do with those. Maybe I can cut it down to 15 minutes, 10 minutes in summer one, 5 minutes in the winter one. Killian Dong, he's going out on loan, which again, like I said, is pretty pointless. He's not really going to do anything. We did put Gautier Gallon, a goalkeeper, up for sale because we had one already decent goalkeeper. We didn't need two. Don't see the point number two, so I just got rid of him. Got a few scout reports back. Eric Dyer, 14.5 million. How's he worth that much? Honestly, no idea. But yeah, got a few players back like Charlie Taylor, Ben Davison, the like. Like I said, we really need a centre back. Got 2 million into the bank. Got 11 million to spend now. I think Dante was our main priority because he is the main position that we need to strengthen, which is centre back. Centre back was so weak, and as I say, look at this and how much time we probably wasted throughout this. It might not actually be too much, to be fair. But then again, I'm pretty sure that they negotiated for actually one of our centre backs who was nowhere near as good as Dante. It meant that we didn't spend that much money, so it worked out quite a lot. One thing I didn't do actually on this was do that like offer player exchanges and stuff like that, which probably would have made more sense. Would have meant that I would have been able to stretch budget a bit further, get rid of some players that I didn't get transfer offers for, that I didn't actually want. Didn't do that though. I just don't see it happen in real life, you know what I mean? So I don't see it as realistic. So it's something I try and steer away from. Maybe that's something I could do in future. Again, let me know. Might make it easy, but again, I kind of like the challenge of not being able to do that. I do think it makes it miles easier when you can do player exchanges. I think there's also a bit of a glitch with it as well, isn't there? Yeah, skipping another week or two, we've got an offering, as I said before, for Yasser Larouci, which is a good offer, 2.4 million, so we took that. Dong, we've gone out on loan, we sold Lameka, we sold Gallon, so we're getting some money in, and we've also agreed to sign Dante. So this is what I mean, this is why we're struggling with 10 minutes. We're already 7 minutes in. We sold a couple of players, which is good, got a bit of money, but we only signed one player. And this is what I mean about also the menus and stuff, just wasting a bit of time. Made it really difficult to do in 10 minutes. Again, when I remember when, I think it might have been Jared HD or someone like that who'd done a 10-minute rebuild a while ago, they didn't have these extra screens in place, I think, like especially when you sign players. So yeah, I do feel like 20 minutes is probably more realistic. Like I say, maybe cut it down to 15. Because yeah, we're really pretty much done our 10 minutes, and we've signed one player. At this point, I was still trying to do it in 10 minutes. So I'm really rushing through and just trying to sign anyone, because I'm thinking, oh my god, we're going to have absolutely no one. We're literally going to sign Dante and that's it. We need another centre-back, and I thought Charlie Taylor's actually perfect because he can play left-back as well. So, decent play. He's gone down quite a lot in rating, which I don't agree with actually. I'm from Burnley, so I know Charlie Taylor quite well, and he's a pretty good player. Should be rated higher than 73. He's gone down something like 3 or 4 over the last year, which isn't right. Again, here we go. Really trying to speed through it. Florent Mollet, I remember I had him on a Ultimate Team a couple of years ago, so I think it's some sort of special card. He was absolutely brilliant. So I thought, why not? Let's roll back the years and get him. Thomas Delaney, I'm pretty sure I had him on Ultimate Team last year actually as a left wing back card, which was nuts. And again, pretty cheap. Left wing back, which is a position again we identified that we needed. Thinking really we need a striker, because we do have a decent striker, 75 rated, but not really much in terms of backup. We've got Ike Ugbo, who's only 71 rated, so yeah, looking at maybe another striker. Florent Mollet was someone that was actually within our price range, and we did make an offer for, so that would have been a good one to get in. You can probably tell by the way I'm speaking that it didn't quite work out though, but yeah, he would have been actually a really good one to sign. We were looking at it, we did need a winger. We sold one of our wingers that was probably one of our better players, but wanted to get the money in. Charlie Taylor, deal wrapped up. Again, it kind of works as well, doesn't it, with Sean Dyche signing Charlie Taylor? Absolutely a Sean Dyche signing. Don't think Stefan Bajcetic is a Sean Dyche signing, mind you. Never really signed loan players, especially talented players like that. And this is exactly why we needed a striker. Don't know if you saw it there, but Mama Balde, our highest rated player, 75 rated, well, highest rated player until we signed Dante, out for 3 months. So what a great start to the rebuild that was. We're coming up to the 10-minute point as well. Well, like I said, I think at this point, this is where I just resigned myself for, yeah, I'm not getting this done in 10 minutes. I've just had my top striker injured, which really doesn't help. I've just realised as well I didn't take the calendar out of the timer for that one. Oh well. Never mind, still learning. But next signing, second signing in, both centre-backs. I'm actually pretty happy with both of them signings though, to be fair. Charlie Taylor and Dante for something combined like 2.5, 2.6 million. Yeah, we lost a player who was worth 1.7 million as well with it. But massively improved our defence. Thomas Delaney, another one, into the club. Well, we needed to negotiate his contract, didn't we, first? But yeah, another one that we did get through. Probably the positive to actually going through these screens, it does waste your time, absolutely waste your time going through to this screen, to actual negotiation screen rather than delegating, but you do make sure that you got the deal done, which is, yeah, obviously what we did with Thomas Delaney. Simple, 10 grand a week, a little bit of a negotiation, fine. Like I say, that probably took what, maybe 30 to 45 seconds, maybe a minute to get that done, and then I suppose with the next screen probably would be a minute. Trying to skip it as quickly as we can through things like this, but it still does take a bit of time. PlayStation sometimes just takes forever, just to let you get through. And then the next one was Florent Mollet, which 5.5 million, quite a bit of money. Probably, well, by far our biggest sign of the lot. Decided to delegate this one. Yeah, mainly again to save a little bit of time. Looking for strikers. Really running out of time whilst looking for the strikers as well. We've not really scouted anyone. We didn't really think it through, to be honest, in terms of scouting every single position. So again, decided to kind of go back to what I know, the Championship. There's definitely a couple of players in there. Well, first we looked at Ligue 1, should I say. And again, just trying to see if there's any players that we can see. Sometimes it'll show you the value because it's the same league. If we can maybe see someone around the right price, like 4 or 5 million, probably gives an indication that he's a decent player and would be able to sign him. Unfortunately though, couldn't really find that. There was Habib Diallo there, was 10.5 million, but probably just a bit too much out of our price range. And then just not really much else. I could have probably gone for a few, maybe changed the filter to a little bit younger players, but didn't do it. Gave up and then skipped a bit more. See if we could sell a few more players basically. Then completely forgot. I had Florent Mollet still there to be sorted. And not only that, we had 2 offers in for players that we wanted to get rid of. We could have got, I think, 4 or 5 million in total, something like that. I don't know, one of them was a loan to buy, to be fair. We could have got 2 million for that guy we didn't want. And unfortunately we didn't. We let that go, and then we also didn't sign Florent Molle, so that was our winger that we thought we was going to get in. Transfer deal cancelled, and then we can't sign him for another couple of weeks as well, so we're just like, oh my god, what an absolute disaster. Not really many options up front. We found Musa Corner there, 70 rated, but it just, you know what I mean, it just doesn't look very good, does it? Again, we've scouted a few more players, but it's not looking promising, especially, you know, we're scouting players there who are on loan, which is just a complete waste of time, isn't it? Can't sign them, so there's just no point even scouting them. It's pretty annoying that near enough every single player we brought up was a player on loan, or a player that's just recently moved, so we can't sign him. But that's kind of what happened. Again, we're really running out of time. We're 13 minutes into the rebuild and we've only signed 3 players. I think Stefan Bajcetic on loan, Taylor and Dante as centre-backs, and that's it. We needed another midfielder at least, and we definitely needed a striker. And then just to top it all off, Dante, 3 months injury. Not even, well, I think he has played a game now, to be fair, because I think we're in August, aren't we? But 3 months injury, our best player that we signed. Because he's 38-year-old as well, it's going to have a massive effect on his overall rating by the time he's even actually able to make some sort of impact by the team. He's probably going to be a 75 rated when we sign him as a 78 rated. Top striker's already injured for 3 months as well. He's thinking, oh, what else can go wrong? What else can actually go wrong? Straight into the Championship. This, like I said, needed to go to the Championship, something that I knew. Not really in terms of value, don't know everyone's value, but kind of rough, and also rough guide in terms of the ratings as well. Typical Sean Dyche signing, in my opinion. Ashley Barnes, I didn't think, you know what I mean, he's going to cost much at all. Probably overpaid, if anything. 1.9 million, maybe could have got him more to like 1.5 million, but needed to make sure with it. Thought he's going to be over 70 rated and all that. I mean, maybe like a 72, 73 rating. It'll be a decent backup. And for some reason, Ashley Barnes always seems to be one of those strikers on FIFA that just scores goals. Just scores goals for fun. You know, he's just a solid player. So, well, he has been over the years anyway. Burnley just always seem to be overpowered on FIFA. If you ever watch Mark Goldbridge's FIFA streams, just always seem to be massively overpowered. So obviously we're going to be simulating all of this. So why not? Why not get Ashley Barnes in to join Sean Dyche and Charlie Taylor at the club? As you can see, time's ticking, really running out of time. I was hoping to leave 5 minutes for January, but it might end up being a little bit less than that. Can be a bit flexible with it, especially the first time doing it. But yeah, really trying to get in a centre mid. Could have done with a winger as well. Could do both. Got 9-10 million to spend, but the problem is I don't really have an idea of who to get, especially in this amount of time. Just kind of crumbling under the pressure. I was hoping not to get a striker, but I've had to spend 2 million on Ashley Barnes due to the injury to Balde, I think it is, and that's what it's called. As you can see, I've just wasted so much time on this as well, but I think the reason was I swear I negotiated with Ashley Barnes, and even now I'm still questioning it, like, did I already negotiate with Ashley Barnes? I swear I did. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it after this, but I swear I did. Yeah, and then obviously going right through to the contract bit as well, which again, you could easily see it, we're wasting about a minute here already. Massive waste of time, but yeah, Ashley Barnes will be our last bit of business. I'm pretty sure Adusho trying to sign Sandberg, but he's just way out of our price range. I'll say way out of our price range. We went in with a way too high of an offer. Probably could have maybe offered maybe $1 million or 2 less. I don't know. But then again, it might have been bang on. We weren't scouting him, so we don't know. So it might have been bang on the right price, and yeah, we didn't have enough in wage. We got the offer accepted, but not enough wages, unfortunately, to offer. As you can see there, weekly budget £2 grand, 127 budget. Could offer him what? Just under £3 grand, maybe something like that. He was never going to upset that, was he? Could have gone for someone else, but I think we could have I think the best thing was to do is just see how we get on first half of the season, leave the rest of the budget for January, have a think of who to get, what to do, maybe just go for one player, a winger or a centre mid. But yeah, that is basically it. As you can see, the time's got off the screen now. The reason being is that is it. I've just left the remaining 3 and a bit minutes just for January. We'll see how we get on. Basically just now going through the team, sorting out the starting 11, which I probably should have done sooner. which would have made me realise actually the positions that we needed, because to be honest, centre mid wasn't that much of an issue, especially looking back at it. Rennie Adelaide on the bench, 75 rated, our highest rated player, joint highest rated player. Kwame, 74 rated, so you know what I mean, still a good rating. I think the left wing was definitely the position that we needed. Odebert is 67 rated, but he's a youngster with good potential, so he probably will go up. Maybe even another centre back could have been useful, because Rami is 38-year-old, he's only 69 rated, it's just going to drop, isn't it? Although Dante will be coming back into the team once he's fit. Yeah, to be honest, looking at the team, it is quite weak overall, so I'm not really expecting much from them. If we're in the relegation zone, even rock bottom, I wouldn't be surprised. Don't know how good the rest of the French league is, because this is the first FIFA career mode I've done on a French team this season. But yeah, let's get to the calendar. Let's skip through. I'm going to leave it on as well, so you can see that I've not cut off, saved it, just waiting around or whatever. This is basically it. All the way through to the calendar, you can see the results, see how we do. We'll stop in January, see where we're at in terms of league position, and get our next signing. Yeah. As I said, I think it's going to be a winger. Whilst this is going on though, whilst we're waiting for January to come through, please, if you've watched this video and you like it, like the video. Very simple. I do this in my spare time basically. I'm just trying to do it. It's kind of a hobby, but also kind of trying to get something going. It's very difficult when I work full time like I do, got 2 kids, just to find the time to do the videos. I'm really trying just to get some content out and keep it going. Obviously I'm not really getting much interaction or engagement from people, which is obviously understandable. My videos of brand news, you don't really get much engagement from these kind of videos anyway, but if you are liking it, like it, comment, honestly it would mean the world. So yeah, thank you very much. As you can see, we're getting through these fixtures pretty quickly. I did speed this bit up. Originally had it, and this would have been me talking for about 5 extra minutes than I currently have been. Already trying to fill a bit of time. Yeah, so we've just gone back and sped it up by times 2, because I think I was at about October previously, now at December, so massively quicker. But yeah, I feel fairly confident with actually how we've done. I've not really seen every single result there, but feel fairly confident. Obviously I am talking after already this has happened, so I already know, but looking at that I felt fairly confident. There's our budget for January. That's going to be the main thing. Timer hasn't started yet because we've not obviously started searching for players. We've not started trying to find who we want, and to be honest, obviously as you can see, we just went all the way through the calendar there. We've lost quite a few players from loans as well. Aguaman, players that obviously wouldn't be getting in the first team, so it's not too bad, but in terms of squad depth, that's going to have an impact. Having a look at the team, having a look at the standings, 11th in the table, which is way beyond what we were hoping for, to be honest. I would have been happy with 17th. I think there's 20 teams in the league, but yeah, I would have been happy with, I think 17th actually got down, so maybe 16th. As you can see, the timer has now started. We are looking to find players. I was going to go Florent Mollet. A little bit of a change of heart, because I thought, you know what, maybe actually let's have a look at actually what we need. Because centre mid, is that what we need? Mollet is a right mid, but really we play wingers. Maybe you need a left winger. Just so it, you know what I mean, I'm not controlling these games, so I'd rather make sure that it's the actual player and position that we have, that we need, that we're going for. The first look was Championship. Looking at those players, none of them really struck a chord in terms of thinking, yeah, they'll be cheap, and also they'll be what, maybe 74, 75 rated plus. Have a look at the Premier League. First one, well, the only one to be honest that I thought maybe was Orsic. He's 30-year-old, not massively high rated. Thought surely he could be, you know what I mean, a decent value, maybe something like 6 or 7 million, something like that. But probably not even that much. So we made the offer to Southampton, 5 million. I thought it was a decent starter offer, but yeah, we wasted the time straight away, unfortunately, on that one, when basically left with 2 minutes 30, looking in the Premier League, which we've got absolutely no chance of finding any of those guys. And yeah, kind of running out of options, so only the last ditch thing was to have a look in Ligue 1, see if there's anyone that pops up, shows me the value just because they're obviously one of those players. See that they were within budget and go for them. This guy, Honorat, he's the one that popped up first, and to me, looked like the only one I could probably realistically get. Had to play a bit hardball, a bit negotiating with them, but thankfully, we got them to agree to a deal, and thankfully, as well as that, we could also afford his wages, despite having to up our costs of what we were wanting to spend. Obviously, going through the negotiation screen now, we've got 1:30 left, pretty much at the end of it. Like, I was trying my best to make sure I kept up with this timer and stuff like that, but it kept on. There was a glitch at one point, I think 3 minutes left, it just glitched out and went off, so that didn't help things. But I think because of that, I actually finished a little bit earlier. After this signing, I pretty much just gave up. I didn't even really say, you know what, I'm going to look for this person. We just didn't have any money. I think I might have had a quick look at the launch screen, which obviously you'll see in a minute, but yeah, as usual, there was no one there. Could have maybe gone for some free agents. Well, we definitely could have gone for a free agent, but that's something I've not done on this one. It's not like I don't know about free agents. If I would have gone for free agents from the start, it would have been a very easy rebuild, and every single one would be really easy because there's so many overpowered free agents. Obviously, mainly the Mexican guys that are there, that you can just easily sign, can't you, for free. Doesn't make it difficult at all. So yeah, I'm not doing that because I just think it takes the fun away from it. You know, in real life, a team like Troyes would not be able to sign any of those guys for free. So, yeah. Well, there we go. So, a quick look through the loan list again. Don't recognise any of them. There might have been one or two that could have been okay, but more than likely not. So, 15 seconds left. Pretty much called it a day. I've not really got much money left. Not really many options. Fairly happy with how we did anyway. So, yeah, that's basically how we're going to leave it with the transfers. 20-minute rebuild completed, in effect. Not really a rebuild, I suppose, when you only sign 5 players, but then again, I think we've done what we needed to do. We did the business that we needed to do. As a first go, I would have liked to have done better in the market. I would have liked to have done better. Or actually getting a much more improved team. Even if we do stay up, I'd actually be quite surprised, and I think it might be more of a look. I'm sure I can actually rebuild a team far better and get some much more high rated players in the time, and you know what I mean, have a much worse performance. But then again, looking at some of these results, you never know, we might not have actually done that well. Quickly going through obviously all the calendar and everything, tried skipping through all that stuff as much as possible. Looking at the table, and we came 13th overall, which to be honest is a very, very good result. 46 points, was very, very clear from relegation. 13 points clear in total. A lot of goals as well, 55 goals when you look at the rest of the teams. Like, we scored more than, like, I mean, team in 8th was near enough as many as goals as a team in like 5th, 6th position. So yeah, really, really impressed. I think good, interesting thing to look at will be how some of these guys have done. Ashley Barnes has dropped significantly from a 67. I'm not sure where's our centre mid gone. Jeff Rene Adelaide. I'm guessing he's gone back on loan. I think that happens towards the end of the season. I know that from a video I did the other day. So we had a cup final on the 1st of June and he got recalled. One of my best players. He was on loan. Honorat was a player that obviously didn't move to the starting lineup. I don't think that would have had an effect. I bloody hope it didn't anyway. He's actually 77 rated. You can see one of our strongest players, so I think he was a really good signing in January. Shame we didn't get him done at the start of the season. Looking at the stats overall for the season, who our top performers were. Honorat, 11 goals and 6 assists in 38 games. Problem is, it doesn't really show whether that was with us or with his other team. Ike Bordeaux, 10 goals in 16 games. Wow. Why didn't he play more with results like that? It's amazing. Ronnie Lopez, he's still on 9 goals, 6 assists, really good from him. Odobert, youngster, 6 goals, not bad. Ashley Barnes, maybe not as many goals as. Then again, 5 and 15 and 2 assists is pretty good going, isn't it? So yeah, good signing, good performance from him. Baldy only got 17 games this season, only 4 goals, didn't really perform that well. Dante, 27 games, he's gone down by 6 to a 72, but again, still, I'm not too unhappy with that. I think the biggest thing for me would be next season would actually be horrendous. Because obviously the team, like the players we brought in, they weren't like youngsters who've got loads in rating or anything like that. We've improved the starting squad, I'd say, for that one season, but this probably would be still very difficult. But as I said before, that this was still a really good achievement to avoid relegation, stay in the division. So yeah, I'd say this is a success. Please give it a like, please subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.